Listen, please. I need to get through to you. Please listen. When you watch our videos, I don't want you to be happy for us. I don't want you to sit there and go, that would be cool. I want you to watch our videos and think, how do I get where they are? How do I get involved in that life? How do I get next to the Tates or build a replicable life for myself and my team? How do I reach that echelon of masculine capability? Look around yourself. Look at the room you're in now. Look at the woman you're next to. Look at the car you drive. Look at all of it. Say, am I happy with this? Do I want something else? Do I want more? How do I get what they have? They are two brothers from the bottom who were broke with nothing, who have everything now. How did they do it? How do I do it? I'm not showing you these videos for you to have a fucking happy, fun time. I'm showing you these videos to motivate you and explain to you there is an entire version of reality that you have yet to crack. You could be a someone! All you had to do was work these last few years. Could be a millionaire. You could save your mother from being coarsened in the labor market. You could prolong the life of your loved ones with medical care. You could literally keep your parents alive longer, and you still couldn't be motivated. Extra years of consciousness for the people who birthed you is somehow not as important as jerking off on Pornhub to fucking scumbag losers like you. And you don't feel any shame in your fucking heart? There's nothing bothering you deep inside? You sleep just fine? Everything's okay, is it? Doop-dee-doo. The fuck is wrong with you? I don't understand. Andrew, can you motivate me? Why weren't you motivated when you stood a chance? Why weren't you motivated when I spoke before? Why must reality slap you in the face so brutally for you to wake up? You're the kind of dickhead who drives his car on the ice and won't slow down. It's only when you hit a fucking tree and lose a leg, you sit there and go, I might slow down next time. You only learn lessons the hardest possible way. And here I am, respected as one of the greatest orators in the English language, trying my best to convince you to win. I'm not trying to convince you to die. I'm not trying to convince you to lose. I'm trying to convince you to do something you should already want to fucking do, which is win. And I can't seem to get you to take action and move and work. Genuinely ask yourself a question, you at home. If you had done those things for the last 2 years, you never skipped a training, you never wasted time, you never scrolled TikTok, you never sat aimlessly on the internet typing in garbage, never played video games, you never wasted time. You never skipped training, you were training every single day. You never slept in, you were never lazy. Imagine the person you would be. Genuinely imagine what you would look like. Imagine where you would live. Imagine the car you would drive. Imagine how much your woman would respect you. Imagine your existence. That person is waiting for you. And the only thing that's stopping you from being that person is your monumental laziness. You can have it. The universe is very giving. It will give you anything you work for. I've never seen somebody try for something with all of their might and not get it. The only people who do not have the things they want are the people who do not try for them. You are not stupid. You are not incompetent. You are lazy and arrogant. It's extremely important you understand that that person is waiting for you and you are declining that version of yourself. You can transform yourself into that guy. You can be a top G. That's exactly what I did. I knew who I was going to have to end up being before I became that person. My brother and I are not from rich families. We are not from advantaged beginnings, but I knew I had to be a big, strong, fighting billionaire. That's what I knew I had to be. Discipline is the key to success. If you cannot force yourself to do something you don't want to do, how are you ever going to put yourself through the suffering required for greatness? If you cannot force yourself to train when you do not want to train, if you cannot force yourself to work when you don't want to work, if you can't force yourself to not log into Pornhub or force yourself to eat right, how can you possibly ever become a monumentally successful person if you cannot control yourself long enough to do what must be done as opposed to what you feel like doing? The only people who get to live their lives based on how they feel are women and children. A man must do what he is supposed to do irregardless of how he feels. That is the key component to masculinity, is discipline.
People misunderstand what trying means, because it's actually extremely lazy for you as a person to give up and work a 9-to-5 for the rest of your life, as opposed to trying to find a way to escape. It's actually lazier. It takes more laziness to go to work every single day for the next 40 years than it would be for you to sit and use your mind and try and find a way to escape. You say, I'm not lazy, I work every day. But you are lazy because you can't be bothered to think outside of your box. That is laziness. I can't even call it constructive laziness. It's active laziness. I'm not lazy, I work really hard. Yes, you do work really hard because you were too lazy to find a way to not work. So you're lazy. It's actually very doable for anybody who will pay attention. I've said this before. There's only 3 reasons why anybody on the planet is working in the modern world. If you're born in the West and you have access to the internet, which you do because you're watching this, and you're a fully functioning adult, there's only 3 reasons why you do not have everything you've ever wanted. All of your dreams have not come true, which means you're either stupid, you're lazy, or you're arrogant. Stupid is the smallest category. I don't think many of you are too stupid to make money. If I were to sit down and say, do this on repeat, most of you could do it on repeat until money was generated. Stupid is a very small subset, maybe 15 to 20% of people. Then you have the lazy people, who are the people who don't want to work that hard, or they're quitters, or they already have a job, so they think they'll be okay if they just wait long enough and save enough money and get a mortgage, and they're just going to waste their time out of laziness. They're too lazy to think differently than they currently think, and I'd say that's 30 to 40% of people. But most people, the majority, the largest group, are the arrogant. Because a lot of people are so brutally arrogant that even if I sit down, or if somebody more successful than them sits down and explains to them how the world works, they don't want to listen. Please understand, I've had conversations with people I went to school with. We grew up in the same area. We had the same education. And they're the same age as me. So we had the same exact number of minutes alive, same exact hours in the day, 24 hours every single day for X amount of years. And they don't have a fraction of my success. And they ask me, hey man, yeah, you really did well. So how did you pull it off? And I'll start telling them what I did and what they should have done or how they could improve their situation. And instead of going, thank you for wasting your time, Lord Andrew, on me, the peasant, they instead reply something like, yeah, but you know, it's different because now I moved to Surrey and I live in Reading now. Some garbage that has nothing to do with anything. Would I walk into Mozart's music school, and when he tells me how to compose a beautiful, timeless piece of classical music, tell him, yeah, but I wouldn't do it that way, or I can't do it that way? The arrogance is astonishing. It's truly astonishing how arrogant people are. When somebody has the things you want, you should listen to them. Even if you have a point of view, even if you think it couldn't work for you, or you want to do it differently or whatever because of who you are, etc. Even out of basic respect, you should just listen. Because to sit and go, have any kind of opinion or any kind of reply, you're not qualified to have one. You're not qualified because you don't have the things they have. You're talking on a subject you don't understand. Arrogance of people is brutally amazing.
Listen, folks, success is hard. It's really hard. There are nothing but difficulties in achieving your goal. We just need to get that part straight.
It's not easy. It's hard changing your life. It was very difficult to pick myself up each day believing that I could do it. There were times that I doubted myself.
But I got news for you. Having lived in a car for 3 years, being not successful is hard too. Now, here's the difference between the two hards. When you are not successful, there are no options. You can't decide where you're going to dinner. You can't decide if you're going on vacation. You can't decide what you're going to eat. On the road to success, it's hard, but it creates options for you.
Many of you know that God will make things uncomfortable, to get you out of your comfort zone, to put you in a place of purpose and destiny where you can stretch your gifts that you didn't even know you had, to rise to the height of your calling and soar above your adversities and fly like the eagle you were created to be.
And here's what I want to say to you. For those of you that have experienced some hardships, don't give up on your dream.
God has an incredible life for you. But you got to be willing to go through something to get to it. Success ain't free. They ain't passing out money, man. That ain't how this works. You got to go get it. But in order to go get it, you got to want something. You got to have stuff you dream about. Being successful is not an accident. You know what I can't stand when I hear Christians say, if it was the Lord's will, I would have had some money by now. No. You can't dump that on God. He said faith without works is dead. I'm just asking you, man, to try something new. Now, you might not want this life. You might not want what it takes to get here. But if you want this life, you got to put in your work.
Too many people in society fall back on the word luck, not knowing the circumstances of someone else's success. You see people who do big things and you automatically say, wow, that guy's so lucky. And let me tell you how insulting that sounds to somebody who has literally grinded to build something worthwhile. When you say, oh, that guy got lucky, you're telling the universe and you're telling yourself subconsciously that you believe that you are not in control of your circumstances. And guess what? If that's what you believe, you aren't. So I'm going to ask you guys to please stop using the word luck when you talk about other people's success and use the term fortunate. It's going to help you out and it's going to make you sound like not an asshole, okay? But going to work every day, grinding your ass off, and then becoming a multimillionaire, that's not luck. That's action and result. You weren't pointing out how lucky he was when he couldn't pay his bills. How about when he made less than what you made for the first 15 years, holding on to his dream? You weren't there saying he was lucky. Or how about when he's working at 2 a.m.? Or how about when he's working on weekends and holidays when you're out celebrating with your family? Where were you? Quit believing in luck because it doesn't exist in terms of action and reaction, and start believing in work. Start believing in results that come from your actions. And when you do that, guess what? That's what starts to happen. So many people in life, we all know these guys, right? They peaked in high school, they were quarterback of the team, and they're like, bro, back in the day, I was the man. And they haven't done anything with their lives, right? And we see these people all the time. And the reason these people don't progress is because they focus on the glory days, the things they have achieved in the past. If this is you, you have to stop this behavior. When you focus on this, guys, that is energy that you could be putting into actually improving and focusing on the task at hand, which is today.